and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for some Barca news coming your way. And what we have today is a winger special. We're going to be talking about three very different wingers in very different situations, starting there with Raphinha. What is the latest on him right now? And do we find ourselves just one game away from this move really happening? We're also going to be talking, of course, about Ousmane Dembélé. Will Sunday's game be his last for Barca, or is there still a chance that he could renew? Plus, as well, we are going to be discussing a Bayern forward that's not Lewandowski, but do we also have interest in Serge Gnabry? It is all coming up today, guys. Lots to discuss. So let's do it. But if we do indeed start with the future of the Leeds United winger Raphinha, because as we all know, it is no secret by now that Raphinha does have inserted into his Leeds contract a release clause of just 25 million euros if they were relegated this season. And I think so much has been made of that, and so much excitement really is coming from Barca fans. You know, we don't feel good about it, but that's just the way that it is, because that really is the final obstacle when it comes to this move, because Barca already have everything wrapped up with Raphinha. It's going to be a 5-year deal. He's happy to sign until 2027. He wants to make this move, and all that remains now is whether Leeds stay up or go down. And indeed, on Thursday night, as we were all discussing on social media yesterday, there was plenty happening, wasn't there? Lots of really important games, incredible scenes with Everton, the comeback that they made to secure their status in the Premier League for next season. Burnley secured what was a massive point there away at Aston Villa. And what that means is, when you're looking at the table as it stands, Burnley climb out of the relegation zone, and Leeds drop in, courtesy there of Burnley's vastly superior goal difference. And what this means is, heading into the final game of the season, all Burnley have to do is match Leeds' result in the last game. And if that happens, Leeds will be relegated. Burnley will be coming up against Newcastle at home in the final game. Brentford there will be hosting Leeds. So both of those games, you would say on paper, Brentford and Newcastle, both of them don't really have anything to play for, but they're both mid-table. They are battling to finish as high as they possibly can, and it's all going to come down to that. And if Leeds were to lose that final game, then it's done. It is over, and Raphinha would be on his way to Barca. But of course, guys, we cannot talk about wingers right now if we're not talking about Ousmane Dembélé and the very latest on his situation every single day. There's something new, there's a different kind of spin that's put on it with regards to whether he is going to stay or go this summer. And it was interesting yesterday, quite a lot was made of this there. Jared Romero's media outlets actually spotted Dembélé when he was arriving back in the city of Barcelona at the airport, and they basically asked him, do you want to stay? There was a few shouts there from journalists around him towards Dembélé, and what you can see there is a thumbs up that Dembélé did in response to maybe the question that he was being asked. A lot of people saying, you know what, that means that he's going to stay now, but I honestly wouldn't read too much into that, guys. You know, he was asked a question there in a language that, let's be fair, Dembélé is not fluent in, and it seemed to me like it was almost a case of Dembélé being polite, acknowledging the presence there of the journalist, but not really responding to a specific question. So I wouldn't really look too much into that thumbs up. And it is quite interesting right now, because there are really conflicting statements over these past few days when it comes to the feelings of Barca, and then again when it comes to the feelings of Ousmane Dembélé's entourage, because actually Laporta said a few days ago that the proposal from the club been on the table for a long time, and that they were expecting Dembélé to give an answer sooner, and that almost this was dragging out longer than they'd expected. Actually, Dembele's camp then turned around and said, you know what, we don't have anything right now. There have been discussions, there have been negotiations, but Dembele's side say we don't actually have a firm proposal from the club. And certainly there, the two sides giving very different accounts of where we are right now, and it's up to you, you know, where you want to pledge your allegiance, the side that you want to believe on this. But I do just wonder here, particularly when you're thinking about Moussa Sissoko and the way that he's done business whilst he's been in negotiations with Barca, is he again playing for that time? And I do specifically think here about the Mbappe situation. Right now we're hearing a lot of speculation there about the fact that maybe now he might stay at PSG. We still don't know. That decision is still not being completely made, but there are rumours that he may be closer to staying, and you wonder if that could have a knock-on effect on Dembele. PSG was by far and away one of the most obvious destinations that he could go to. If they were to keep Mbappe, which maybe they didn't expect to do, could that change PSG's plans when it comes to Dembele? But I think what we're going to see is a decision for sure, not until after the final game of the season. I hope it's not going to be too long. I think we're all in that kind of state right now, whereby if you're going to stay, then stay. If you're going to go, then go. We just want an answer, one way or another, and I do hope, guys, that it's only going to be now just a few days' time until we can wrap all this up, one way or another, just to end this drama. And just whilst we are on the topic of French internationals, it was interesting there that Didier Deschamps left Dembele out of his Nations League squad for these coming games for France. Also not in the squad there, Clement Lenglet, and of course no Samuel Umtiti. And it is interesting right now, because on Umtiti, Xavi apparently has already told him he won't be part of his plans for next season. They've made that very clear, very early to him. And according to the media right now, Umtiti this summer, he doesn't want to be a problem. It's said there that he will actually accept his exit from the club. He will move on. He's waiting for offers. And I do just wonder whether that new contract, of course, signed a few months ago, it was a longer deal for Umtiti, but earning significantly less wages. And is that about to be another clever and crucial move from the board to move on a high earner? However, guys, I do just want to bring one more winger to your attention, and as we said there, it is indeed Serge Gnabry, because it was very, very interesting that over the past 24 hours we have started to hear Gnabry's name linked to Barca just a little bit. In Cat Radio, they claim that Barca is very closely following his current situation at Bayern. 26 years old this season, 17 goals and 6 assists in all competitions for him. And Barca are very, very closely tracking exactly what's happening with his current contract situation. Because as of right now, Gnabry is another player whereby at Bayern, he is out of contract not this summer, but next summer in 2023. And just in the same way as Robert Lewandowski, there's no agreement yet. And indeed, the first proposal that Bayern offered Gnabry, that was rejected. He did not accept that offer, and since then, talks have not resumed, which has definitely put a club like Barca on red alert, whether it's this summer or indeed in the summer of 2023, when technically Gnabry would be a free agent. And honestly, guys, this is a rumour that I am bringing to you today because I can understand the reasoning behind it. I can certainly believe that Barca are following Gnabry and that indeed Xavi is a big, big fan of his kind of profile. He really likes the kind of forward that he is, and I believe that because Xavi said it himself. Back in 2020 there, before Xavi actually took on the Barcelona job, he was asked there about players that he potentially signed, the kind of profiles that he want, and he was very, very specific. I would sign wingers. I want wingers like they have at Bayern Munich. And he did mention specifically there Serge Gnabry. So Xavi definitely is a fan. Barca are very attentive to his situation. And like I say, this summer, probably not. It's unlikely that anything is going to happen right now. But if he doesn't sign that new deal and he's available for free in 2023, definitely keep an eye on this. And it's a rumour that does check out. And so indeed, guys, that is the winger special completed today. We have discussed Raphinha, Dembele, and indeed Serge Gnabry. And I do just want to know there what your thoughts are on each of them. You know, do you believe that Raphinha, we are going to get over the line on that one? Just one game away. Is it going to fall in our direction? What do you think there about Dembele? Any other thoughts before maybe finally we can get a final decision? And of course, on Gnabry, what do you think about him as a player? Is he somebody that you believe Barca should be targeting with a view to a future move? And I also just want to say, guys, thank you very, very much for all of your kind words and for tuning in yesterday to the Robert Lewandowski video. It was a big one and I really enjoyed it. So thank you indeed for all of you who did feel the same. I will, of course, see you soon. There's going to be more videos, and tomorrow we're going to be talking about our final game of the season. Thanks for watching, guys, and for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Vishka El Barça.